What a day. Beautiful Dublin city.
This is not normal, right? Everyone keeps telling me that this is unseasonably warm and nice for Dublin, right?
Yeah, no, this is just a beautiful summer's day. You know, they come few and far between, but when they get here, you know, Dublin is a beautiful city. And you know, driving up and down the quays to the yesterday to the media day, and just appreciating the surroundings. I think it's important that you put a conscious effort into appreciating your surroundings. You know what I mean? That's what I do with this place. I absolutely love this city. And even, you know what? I was thinking a lot about Norman Park yesterday after that thing happened, where he was saying about Northern Ireland and it's a disgrace and it's this and it's that. It's a negative thing towards your home nation or whatever. You know, but that's not the right way to be. You need to have you need to appreciate your surroundings and be grateful for it, and that's when good things happen. You know what I mean? But to have that bitterness and that negativity, then things start going bad. You know what I mean? So I think the fact that I have them thoughts and the fact that I appreciate everything and I'm grateful for the things around me and the way things are going, that's why it's going so good for me.
First time I ever met you, you told me that you were going to bring the UFC back. And back then, I mean, Dublin, the fans were crazy. They were asking Dana every chance they could.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really on the radar. There was no big star. There wasn't a Gustafsson to bring them like what happened in Sweden. Now here we are, 17 months later.
17 months, wow.
And we're standing right in front of the arena that you said
Did I give a number now?
Well, here's the interesting thing. On that same show, on that episode, the MMA Hour, Gary Cook said it would be 18 months.
All right.
You did it in 17.
Wow, that's phenomenal. I remember that episode very, very well. You know, that's the first time I ever spoke. That's phenomenal. That is right there, yeah.
And now here we are, in front of that arena.
You know, if you have a clear picture in your head of something is going to happen, and a clear belief in that it will happen no matter what, then nothing can stop it. You know what I mean? It is destined to happen, and that's what happens. You know what I mean? It's perfect.
Let's go check out the arena.
Let's do it.
We'll go this way. You know, you said you remember that first time. That was February of 2013 when you fought Marcus Brimage, before you fought Brimage.
Yeah.
It had been talked about that you were on welfare and things like that. How bad were things for you at that point?
Yeah, you know, I was on social welfare. It was just, I was not a normal young man, you know, in Ireland. Had no job. Didn't really know, you know, I was just chasing a dream. It wasn't like, you know, it wasn't as bad as some, you know, people have it a lot worse. That's what I always say, you know, people have it a lot worse. I got by, you know what I mean? I got by, I could stretch it. I could stretch a 10 for 2 fucking weeks, you know what I mean? But, I mean, my and dad helped me out as well, you know, if I was ever stuck or anything like really bad.
Right.
They helped me out, and yeah, I done all right, you know. I got by.
But to have these clear goals and these visions and these dreams while being kind of stuck in the mud for a minute, it takes a lot of foresight.
Yeah, you know,
perseverance. How did you develop that? Were you always like that, or was there a point where you were like, this is all going to happen to me soon, I just need to stick with it?
Yeah, you know, like when you're like 23, 24, you're a man basically, you know what I mean? And I had no job, I had no. If this didn't go ahead, then what had I got? I had nothing. Right. You know what I mean? That definitely weighs on you at times. You know what I mean? That as a man, you have no money. You're relying on other people for support. You know what? I didn't want to be doing that. You know what I mean? But that's always a fear that's in your head. You know what I mean? But you just have to. I suppose you just have to outwork that. You have to outwork that fear, outwork that doubt. And that's what I done, you know. Anytime I was feeling like, anytime something was going wrong in my life, or anytime I felt down, I'd hit the gym, and that was that. And the gym would make me feel better, you know what I mean? So I kept hitting the gym, I kept going to the gym every day, and then it got me there, you know what I mean? Eventually it just happened.
I was talking to some friends of yours yesterday, at least they claim to be your friends, high school friends of yours.
Yeah.
And they were saying that, you know, they all went into different jobs, good paying jobs back in. They would always wonder, like, what's Conor doing? What is he doing?
Yeah.
He's not making any money.
Yeah.
He's fighting on these local shows. And they were starting to get a little worried about you. They believed in you, but there was a point where they actually started to doubt you.
Yeah, yeah.
You sense that a lot from people? Like, they were saying, well, come on, when are you going to give this up?
Yeah, I don't know. That whole thing you just said sounds real American. I don't think the Irish would be, I don't think they were my friends that were saying, they were probably talking shit, but who knows? There's a lot of people going around saying they are my friends, or saying they know me from this, or they live next door, or do this or do that. You know, but really, you know, I don't have that many friends. I have a close circle of people that I talk to. You know, I don't have many numbers in my phone. Not many. I'd say I could count on two hands the amount of people that have my phone number.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So I have a small circle. I don't like the. You know, everyone's coming out of woodwork lately. You know what I mean? People.
Old faces, right?
That kind of thing. Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
Right?
That type of stuff happens. But you know
How
what
do
I
you
mean?
deal with it? How do you weed out the people who aren't there with the right intentions?
I just don't pay attention. I just don't entertain it. You know what I mean? I just listen to the people that are close to me. Listen to my family. Listen to my friends. Listen to my team. And then that's it. Nobody else exists. Absolutely nobody else exists. I'm just tunnel vision on this path, and anyone that tries to come in and steer me away from it, I don't know what it is, but they just go then. You know, I just end up getting rid of them or something. You know what I mean? But
in the last 17 months, since this all has happened to you, since coming to the UFC, have you slipped up at all? You know, have you, you know, you say the right things all the time, but has there been a moment where you're like, oh, my head got a little too big here, or I went with the wrong crew here? Have you done it? Because on paper, it looks like you've done everything right, except for the injury. That's the only black mark, and you say that you're back better. But has there been any slip up?
You know, a young guy going out partying for a while, you know, definitely. Of course, you know, especially with the injury, I definitely had a few nights out where I was like, you know what, fuck this. I don't want to do this type of shit anymore, you know.
Right.
And then, but whatever, like I said before to you, one thing that gives me that tunnel vision is preparing for this. So when I got the all clear that the fight was going ahead, that I was back to grapple, I was back to box, everything just, I just shut out everything. How are you? I just shut out everything. And it gives me that tunnel vision. That's why I need to do this almost. I don't know what would happen if this wasn't here. I don't even want to think about that. You know what I mean?
Were you afraid for a second with the injury that it might go away?
Yeah. You know, I wouldn't say afraid, because I knew I could conquer. You know, George conquered it. That was a big inspiration for me, because I saw how he conquered it, and I spoke with him before I went to the surgery, so I had a good idea of how it went. And then I also had a competition, you know what I mean? Because I heard his little route path, and then I had competition. I was always asking, how's George doing? Where's George at? Mm-hmm. And that kept me going, gave me confidence that I'm on track to come back better than ever.
We're actually going into the arena right now. And what's fascinating about this is, as we're walking, we'll go this way. As we're walking, we have truck drivers, people in cars honking at you.
Yeah.
The people, that is the people, right?
Yeah.
And I always like to say that, your fight is the people's main event. This is the people's card, that you represent the people. And yesterday, talking to some kids, I was talking to kids who are 10 years old.
Yeah.
And I was, why do you like this guy so much? Because he gives us hope, they said. He reminds me of, this is someone who came from where I live now, from the streets. Someone who, this kid says he doesn't have much. He's just on his bike. He didn't even know that you were in the media workout. But when I said your name, you're the only fighter he knows.
Yeah.
And he said that you give him hope. How do you react to that?
Yeah, that's phenomenal to give. I don't know how I react to that. That's a weird one, I don't like to. That type of stuff freak me out, to be honest, because I'm not trying to be I'm not trying to be a role model to anyone. I'm still.
You don't want to be.
I mean, it's not that I don't want to be. I don't know what I want to be. I don't want to be anything. I just want to be me. But it's definitely. I mean, it's a great thing. It is a great thing to be able to inspire kids and show them another path. Like the way the setup now is at our gym, we have this Growing Gorillas program, it's called, where it's like they bring in these kids and they train them up, and not only are the kids showing up, their parents are showing up, and their parents are encouraging them to go down this route. That's something that's phenomenal. You know what I mean? But it makes me, at the end of the day, I gotta get in and I gotta beat these people up. You know what I mean? I gotta show no mercy to these people. So if I was to think about young kids looking up to me and then have to think about ending this guy's dreams, because ultimately that's what this game is about. You know what I mean? It's two guys going in there and looking to end one another's dreams. You know what I mean? It's not. So I can't focus on that role model stuff when I've got to do this as well. It's a weird kind of thing to think about. So I just don't like to think about it.
Detach yourself from it?
I just detach myself from it. I just carry on and don't put any thought into it. I just carry on.
There's a little kid named Nate. He says he trains with you. I think he's 7 years old, 6 years old. He said that he's going to be the youngest champion. He was talking like you.
Exactly.
He was making the same proclamations. But that doesn't affect you at all. You just say.
I mean, it's beautiful to see, and I know the kid Nate. You know, he's a Irish kickboxing champion. He's a jiu-jitsu champion. He's a phenomenal kid. He's down in the gym every single day. His parents are down in the gym every single day. They're basically part of the furniture down there, you know. So this is what I'm talking about.
He speaks exactly like you.
I mean, this is brilliant. But at the end of the day, I don't like to think too much about it, because then, you know, it's a weird thing to go from being like trying to be a role model to someone and then have to get into the frame where I need to take this guy's life away. You know what I mean? Because that's the mind frame I am in here right now. This week I felt like I want to hurt this guy badly. You know what I mean? I felt differently than before. You know, especially now, one day before weigh-ins, I want to whoop him bad. You know what I mean? So I don't want to be thinking about being a role model. You know what I mean? I'm only 20. I'm 20. Only at the going 26.
But you said this is the first time you felt this way. How did you feel in your other fights?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's something different this time.
Is it the setting?
Yeah, I think it's
the
everything.
Comeback?
Exactly. I think it's the comeback. And the fact that everybody been talking, and including Diego.
We'll get to him in a second, but the last time, I know you did a brief media thing here, but the last time you were actually a fan in this building was UFC 93.
I was sitting right over there.
Where, on the left side?
Right over that far side, yeah.
You were just a fan?
Yeah, I was just a fan. Well, yeah, my teammate Tom Egan was also just a fan, but he happened to be fighting on it. You know
he
what I mean?
Got the call to represent.
A little bit too early, we got the call.
He fought John Hathaway, he lost. Was that devastating to watch?
Of course, you know, anytime you see a teammate lose, it's heartbreaking, you know, but it was more, you can either let it eat you up or you can eat it up. You can eat up the information that you gained from it, and that's what I've done. I realized like that this is attainable. And the dream is this. When I sat here in this crowd, UFC 93, and saw all these guys, you know, I realized it's there. It's there for the taking if I put the time in. And that's when I probably upped that focus a little bit and upped that intensity and then made it happen.
Who was that Conor McGregor? Who was that kid back in 2009?
The same kid, a cocky kid that thought he could do anything. The same guy.
There's a great picture of you from that event with Chuck Liddell.
It was actually, it was actually an event before that.
Oh, was it?
Oh no, it was actually an event after that. Sorry, yeah, it was. Oh no, it was an event before that. Yeah, my very first one was UFC 85, but like that was
in
just
England.
Yeah, but Tom, no Irish guy was near even talked about on the UFC. It was UFC 93 that made me the vision because there was an Irish guy on the card. It was in Ireland. That was the first realization that, you know what, it's there. But UFC 85, Tom Egan got a chance off tickets, I don't know how, and we ended up going over to London, and that was where I first met Chuck.
That was your first event?
That was my first event, yeah. That's when I met Chuck, yeah.
And you're pulling him in like this, again, like this pocket, you got gum in your mouth.
We were sitting up like way back, me and him, and we were like, Chuck. And he turned around, looked up, and then started walking over. Me and Tom looked at each other. I was like, he's walking over. So we just sprinted down to the barrier. And like, as he was walking over, there was a lot of other people walking over. I just jumped to the head of the thing. I was like, but you know, there was 50 people taking pictures. So I had to like lean over the thing. I was like, ah. I asked him to throw a right hook to my hand. I'll catch it, but he just walked off. I said, throw a right hook, I'll catch it. Well, you know, because his right hook was a beast. You know, I wanted to pat it. Oh, he walked off.
Did you tell him anything?
No, it literally happened in a split second, but I seen Bruce Buffer, and that was the same event I saw Bruce Buffer. Yeah, I tell you, the events are phenomenal. The events give the fans, you know, look, I'm just a fan that from sitting in these events got the urge to go and chase the dream, and now I'm on the opposite side of the thing, and fans are calling me over. But no, that event I saw Bruce Buffer as well, and I was like, Bruce, say my name, Bruce, you know what I mean? And he pronounced it wrong as he was like walking away. Call him, but yeah.
And now here
yeah, it's phenomenal. You know what I mean? It's crazy to think like it.
This doesn't happen often.
What doesn't happen often?
These things don't happen often. People say things people dream, but it's very rare for it to all come to fruition.
Yeah, it is pretty trippy, all right. I mean, like to think that I said this to you before I'd even had my debut, that I was going to drag them back, and now here we are. Before the time that was set, the estimated time, now we're back here, you know what I mean? It's crazy how things just form, dreams just form into reality.
Let's take it all in, let's have a seat. I know you could, you know, when you watch this, and not trying to pour more on, but when you watch this, you recognize that probably this event would be sold out if it was just Conor McGregor versus Diego Brandao, no one else on the card. This is all here for you.
Yeah, I believe.
It's not just the UFC's return to Ireland. You recognize that, right?
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, I believe in Ireland. In Ireland, I'm probably bigger than the UFC. Like there's a big diehard following for the UFC, but with the way the injury happened, and then like doing these talk shows, and then the documentary came out, and then a lot of people know me for outside of it than inside of it. You know what I mean? So this is the first time that a lot of people that will be here tonight will be first timers, people that have never been to an event before. So it's brilliant that they're actually, and then this is where it's going to take over their life, like it took over my life from sitting in a live event. So it's brilliant to be a part of it.
Do you think if you weren't a fan sitting here in January of 2009, Dana White likes to talk about it's like a virus. They come to a place for the first.
It literally is.
Did it affect you that way?
Yeah, 100%.
Would you not have gone for this dream had you not attended that event?
I mean, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. But when I was a kid, I always always visualize stadiums and like even when I was playing football, I'd kick the ball against the wall and I'd pretend that I scored a goal, and I'd run off and I'd be raising my hand and visualizing a arena full of fans. And that was something I'd done as a kid out on my own. I like just running around kicking the ball. So I always had these visions of something, but I just didn't know what it was. And then I suppose when I came to these events and I started training MMA and then came to an event, it was like, okay, this is it. This is what I'm gonna do. And then now I'm doing it.
I was watching an interview recently with you and your coach John Kavanagh. Who would it be fair to say that he's one of your best friends?
Yeah, 100%.
He's one of those guys with your number, right?
Yeah, he's in the small circle.
He's been with you for a long time, but there was a point where you guys kind of drifted apart, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, what happened was I was fighting on a show, and I had lost my very first loss. I was only a kid when I never really grappled or anything. I was only in the sport recently. I was basically a boxer or a kid. I just came in, didn't really think. I had this left hook, and I thought, little cocky kid, I thought this left hook, no one's going to take this left hook. You know what I mean? Then I got caught in a leg lock, and then I was like, you know what? Fuck this game. And I was only young as well at the time, so I had no really plans of doing anything with it. I was just kind of in and out. And I drifted off, but at the same time that the tickets I had sold for the event I owed to John, because it was his little show. But when I was selling the tickets, I was getting like €30 and just passing them. Before I knew all the money was gone, I'd sold all the tickets and spent all the money. So I had done that, then I'd lost. I was like, all right, let's move away somewhere else.
What'd you spend it on?
It was like 20 quid a ticket or something, so I don't know. When I was getting I had like 100 tickets or something. You know what I mean? When you get 20 quid and then next thing you know, you have to buy a roll or a bit, you know what I mean? And before you know it, it's gone. And then that's basically what happened. So I was like, right, I'm not gonna go back then. And then John never forces anything. John will never go to you and say, do you want to fight? Never will he ask a person, do you want to fight? He'll wait for them to come to him. So he'll never force anything. If you don't want to do nothing, then you don't do it. John just lets things happen naturally. So that's what happened. I drifted off naturally, he drifted off naturally, and then Tom got the call. While I was out messing about, you know what I mean, whatever else I was doing, and Tom was training, and Tom got the call. When around that time the UFC came back and Tom got the call. And then my mother rang John to come up to the house and say she wants me to get back training. He's not doing anything. He's sitting in the house and all this shit.
What were you doing? You were just sitting at home?
Yeah, I was doing nothing. I was just a teenager.
Were you causing trouble?
Yeah, out with my friends doing stupid shit. You know what I mean? And then or at home doing nothing, sleeping, whatever. But then my mother said she wants me to. I didn't even know about it. She had rang John and said that she wants me to get. She said to John, I want him to get back training. Will you bring him back and all this? And my mother at the time didn't even know Tom got signed either. It hadn't even been announced yet. And then all of a sudden I'm in my room and I knock on the door and it was John. Comes into the thing, we had a mad heartfelt talk and we said, look, we can go and do it. Tom is that they're getting signed. I'd like you to come back. Let's chase it. And then that was that. I rang Tom. And then that was that. You know,
so it's your mother that deserves the credit.
Definitely. My mother definitely.
If she doesn't make that call, you probably don't come back?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I probably would have just went back eventually. I don't know what would have happened. Who knows? But yeah, definitely my mother. I love my mother very much, and I mean she's been, like I said, when I was chasing this dream and had no job and I was collecting social work, my mother would if ever I was like in real stuff, my ma would come and help me out. You know what I mean?
It's a beautiful thing.
A beautiful thing. The Irish mothers. There's nothing like an Irish mother. Yeah, they look after their sons. And my dad always slags her over, you know, and jeers her over because, like, compared to an English mother, he always compares them. But no, my ma looked after me if I was ever stuck or if I was ever in trouble or maybe even if I was in the wrong. My ma would still think I was in the right. You know what I mean? I still campaign that I was in the right. So no, my mother definitely reached out there and got in touch with John, and then John, of course, got in touch with me. You know what I mean? It was a perfect storm. Everything was perfect. The fact that I went through these thoughts as well, I think, early enough, where I was already thinking about what I was going to do early enough. You know what I mean? Like, what? Am I going to be like 20? Am I going to be 25, 26, 27, sponging off people and doing fuck all? You know what I mean?
What would you have done?
Who knows? I haven't a clue.
Weren't you working in the plumbing business?
I was working in the plumbing business at the time, yeah, but I'm trying to think. It would have been around that time that John. See, I'd left the plumbing business. I left the plumbing business.
How bad was that?
The plumbing?
Yeah.
Horrendous.
Were you actually in the trenches?
I mean, it was an industrial.
Ooh.
So it'd be like building this. It'd be like the plumbing that would be needed in a place like this, 6 o'clock in the morning, and the motorway. And I used to have to walk for about an hour to get to the motorway, and then I'd stand on the edge of the motorway and wait for a bloke to drive by. So he'd give me a lift, and then the motorway was like getting renovation at the time, so it'd take me 2.5 hours to get to the place. It was out in the country. Then I'd be there for 10 hours walking, and I was a first year, so I was the worst of the worst. You know what I mean? It was only beginning. Then 2 hours to get back in the traffic again. It was just a horrible, horrible time, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to do this, and then I just left, and then I just stopped going, didn't get out of bed. Then my dad would come in and try and bait me out of bed, and we'd have fights, and literally for a good while I didn't really speak to my dad. We just kind of stayed away from each other. Anytime I'd come across my dad, anytime we did speak was to fight.
You lived in his house?
Yeah, I was only 18, 17, 18.
But you didn't talk to him? Isn't that kind of awkward?
Yeah, well, not like it wasn't, whatever, you know.
You didn't have just a deep relationship?
No, but since this has happened,
right.
Since the dream has happened, since the vision that I had has come true, and like he went through a tough time as well because he got testicular cancer.
Oh.
So he got sick and all over, and in my head I was thinking maybe I done that because he's worried about me and doesn't know what I'm going to do, and all these fights that we're having all the time, and like I'm talking full on fights. He come in and punch it. We're going at it. Yeah, we're going at it.
You're punching back?
Well, yeah, we're going at it, yeah.
Wow. What does your mom say about that, who's so protective of you?
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know. She just stayed out, you know. But since,
why did it get to that point, to where he was that mad?
Because I was doing absolutely nothing. I was out getting into trouble. Yeah, it basically felt like I was doing fuck all. I was a waster. You know what I mean? I was a waster. Called that a lot. You know what I mean? But now, like, and then when I start getting that focus and realize, you know, fuck, I'm gonna make this happen. And then now that has happened, I'm making it happen. I have a great relationship with my dad. Like, we talk all the time, and I even see energy in him, and I see energy in my ma. Like, it's depressing times for a lot of people in Ireland. There's a lot of bad stuff going on in the country. A lot of people are struggling. Everybody's struggling. But now, since them seeing me chase this dream, it's given them an energy, and I see a new lease of life in them, and that alone spurs me on even more. So it's all just a perfect storm that's happening for me, and that is why I have this tunnel vision, and that is why I'm willing to kill every single man in my path to get that belt. You know what I mean? To secure the future, from my family's future. You know what I mean? That's what I'm doing it for.
Will they be here on Saturday?
They'll be here on Saturday night, yeah.
They went to Boston, right?
They went to Boston,
I think they were on TV holding the flag, right?
Now they're famous. Now they think they're famous. You know what I mean? My dad is floating around, like. But honestly, it's phenomenal to see. Like, it's uplifting to see that. You know, to come out, my dad being depressed and being sick, and then coming through it, and now he's like fucking flying around the place. It's phenomenal.
How is he now, as far as his health?
Yeah, he's good. He had the surgery.
How long ago was that?
It was a couple of years ago now. Yeah.
Well, but he's okay now.
Yeah, he's good now.
How did you react to that?
I just stayed away. I didn't know what way to react. I just kind of stayed away from it because we were going through our shit as well. You know what I mean? I didn't know what way to react to it. I just stayed away, basically. I didn't know what way to.
You didn't get too scared. You weren't scared. You just tried to.
I mean, yeah, of course you're scared. Of course you're scared. You know what I mean? But I was in a place where I just kept it to myself and just bottled it up and just carried on. Didn't really want to think about it. You know what I mean? But he got better, and thank God he got better. You know what I mean? But and now I see that him seeing me fulfill my dreams and make a living for myself. Because regardless of what happens from here on in, I've done all right. You know, I've secured myself. You know, I probably made more money. By the time this fight is done Saturday night, I'll have made more money than I would have made my whole life working as a plumber. So I've done all right. You know, and that seeing him, and I think that gives him peace of mind. You know what I mean? And I feel that it does.
When you talk about those sold-out arenas and you used to pretend that you were, you know, a superstar and people were coming to see you, how far did that feel when you were driving 2 hours to go work? I mean, that must have been a different universe.
Course.
Were you still thinking about it then?
Of course, because you have to do that. You have to battle with this. This is the law of attraction. I mean, you have to, in the struggle, you know, when things are going good and you visualize these good things happening, you visualize more good things happening, that's easy. What's not easy to do is when things are going bad and you're visualizing the good stuff. And that was what I was able to do. I was able to, you know, even though I was having these troubles at home, and even though I had no job, you know what I mean, or whatever, didn't know what I was doing. If it didn't happen, it didn't happen. But I still was able to feel like it was. I still was able to go into a different, just like use my imagination, like a kid would use his imagination. I was basically just using my imagination. Driving a little my girlfriend's car, a little Peugeot 206, and I was driving that, shaking down the road, and I visualised that, and I swear to God, sitting in the traffic and all, I visualised, I'm sitting here holding the steering wheel, visualising a brand new car, and visualising good things in times of struggle, and that when you can do that, I think that really makes that law of attraction work. I think it really attracts to you more. You know what I mean? Because that is harder to do when you're in the struggle to visualize these things.
When you were a youngster walking to school, going home and whatnot, is it not true that people used to pick on you? That's kind of what spurred it on. We used to walk around with I think like a weight in your backpack and things like that to kind of fend them off.
Yeah, definitely walking.
Would they beat you up?
Yeah, no, you know, I've definitely got into fights. I got jumped a couple of times, when I was growing up.
Were you alone?
No, I was surrounded by people who maybe I thought were my friends at the time, you know, but then you get jumped by a group of people, and then you know what, they're not my fucking friends. But
why were they jumping on you? Is it that's the way life is?
Just the way life is. Kids, boys grow up, boys fight on the street. That's the way it is. You play football and you fight. You go out and get into trouble in these urban areas, these suburban sprawls. You know what I mean? It's not. That's the way it is. You get into these fights, and that was the way it was for me. I got into these fights a lot, but maybe when it happened to me, or when I was getting into fights, I drifted out and was in my head. It was in my head a lot more, you know. I didn't just forget about it and carry on, and it stood in my head. It stuck in my head, you know, that if it happens again, I'm gonna be able to defend myself. And then, you know, going back and forth to school a couple of times, I was seen wanted by a group of people, got chased. That happened a few times, so I ended up sticking a bar in my bag and just being prepared, you know what I mean? But
is that what got you into martial arts? You wanted to defend yourself?
Yeah, 100%. Just to be able to defend myself. You know, not even to be able to defend myself, just to be comfortable for when it happened, that I was comfortable, that I was able to assess the situation and deal with it the way it needed to be dealt with. Like even when I first started training, and it was time to spar. When it was the first days I ever sparred, and when I was driving to the gym and I knew it was sparring day, and I'd get this nervous feeling, and I'd be thinking in my head, this is perfect. This is the feeling that I have felt before when these situations have happened. And then I go to the gym and then I spar and then I come through and I'd feel energized. So I said, and I'd always think in my head, now I'm getting more comfortable. Now if it happens or when it happens, I'm gonna be comfortable now. And then I eventually got to the stage where sparring wasn't enough. Then I needed to compete. And then when you compete for the first time, then you get that real, even more nervous energy and that feeling. And then even then I was like, right, now I'm set, you know what I mean? But then eventually it drifted from that. It drifted from them thoughts of defending myself to you know what, I'm good at this, and it's actually something that I really enjoy doing. And when I do it, and when I put myself in these uncomfortable situations and come through it, I get this energy that I don't get from anything else. So I kept doing it, and then it's an addiction. Then it took over. Then everything else blacked out around it. You know what I mean? And now there's nothing else that matters to me. I don't know about nothing else. I can't, like I said, I was talking at that press conference, I don't really watch films or TV or anything. I watch videos of training. I watch videos of jiu-jitsu. I watch videos of wrestling. I watch videos of kickboxing or taekwondo. You know, that's what I watch when I'm resting and when
Who
I'm chilling
inspires you?
I don't know who inspires me. Just people who go against the odds, I suppose. You know, people who do stuff that hasn't been done before, and people who do stuff that people say they can't do. That inspires me. Hard workers, people that are chasing their dream no matter what people are saying, no matter what people think. That I take inspiration from that.
When you were a kid, you never had a hero, someone you wanted to be like?
Yeah, when I was a young kid, I used to tell me, when I was a little boy, I used to say to me, Ma, when I grow up, I want to be Superman. That was what I used to say to her. And every Christmas, I'd say, get me everything Superman. And then I'd wake up Christmas morning and be like a load of little Superman things. Like it'd be like a Superman thing, a Superman lamp. I used to have like this. Then the next year it was Batman. I want to be Batman. I want to grow up to be Batman. And then I'd say, get me everything Batman. I had this Batman lamp, and it was unbelievable. It was like a big, huge Batman. It was like a solid thing. I clicked the button and it lit up. I had that in my room.
Always superheroes.
Yeah. Action Man. Remember that? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
I used to love Action Man. Yeah.
But
Jeez, I never even thought about Action
Man.
I forgot all about Action Man.
Fictional characters.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Is that the way you?
This is young now. We're talking young. As I got older, then I was Muhammad Ali, Bruce Lee. I started watching all these type of things, and then as I got older, that was where the way it panned out.
I'm happy.
Well, still, I'm not. It's not as if I'm fucking 50. We're talking like I'm 50 years old here. So it's still like Bruce Lee. It's all of that. But younger, it was like Batman, Superman, Action Man. I used to go into my room and play with these Action Men, or wrestling as well. Wrestlers as well.
The pro wrestlers.
Yeah, we're probably going year to year here. Like right, Superman, maybe then Batman, then Action Man, then wrestlers.
Hulk Hogan.
The Rock, Stone Cold. Right, that was my era.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I forgot how young you are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But
I'm happy you mentioned Ali because you sell a fight very well and you sell yourself very well. And a lot of people, we post interviews with you and they say, "Oh, he's trying to beat Chael Sonnen." But I think there's a difference.
Yeah, no.
I don't see, and I'm not putting him down, but there's a big difference between you two. Did you study people? Did you study the way Ali sold fights? Because there's an art to that. What you do, there's an art to this.
Yeah, I don't like stage stuff. I can't do stage stuff. When someone gets me to do stage stuff, I literally freeze up, and it feels awkward to me. Like, don't get me wrong, if we're doing like them ads and stuff, or like some sort of movie or something, that's fun. I'm having fun doing that. But like if it's a stage something that's supposed to be real, that's weird to me, and I don't like doing that. So I'm sure from watching the wrestling, I'm watching Muhammad Ali and listening to Bruce Lee, and I've taken some, and Chael Sonnen, of course, I've taken something from it. But I'm not coming in here with stage stuff. You know what I mean? That I never feel comfortable when that happens. You know what I mean? Or I just don't like that. You know, I'm not the same as Chael. I don't fight the same. I don't think the same. We are different people. I am my own man. I'm different than everyone's unique. You know what I mean? You take, like Bruce Lee said, you take from everyone, and you use what is useful and you discard what is not, and you add what is uniquely your own. That's a famous Bruce Lee quote, and I suppose that's what I'm doing, without even realizing it, unconsciously.
But do you recognize the fact that there is an art to selling fights? Like, if you just showed up, no tattoos, shaved head, how you used to look before, and you didn't say much, people wouldn't have the same attraction to you.
Yeah, maybe, but again, I am who I am from just who I am. You know, it's just the way I am. I'm always going to be like that. It was never like planned to that. You know, I always knew when I got here I was going straight for the jugular. I was going straight for everyone's neck. You know what I mean? I wasn't waiting around. As soon as I got the chance, I knew some guys get to the UFC and they're not actually ready. You shouldn't be in the UFC if you're not. if the title is in your thoughts. And there's a lot of people that are in the UFC that haven't got the belt on their mind. So I knew straight away, you know, I wasn't going to be that guy. You know, I'd rather shoot and miss than not shoot at all. That's fear. That's what fears me. So I knew as soon as they gave me one chance, I was going to take it by the scruff of the neck and drag them back. You know what I mean? And go at every single one of them, because I knew when I got the chance, I was ready. And as my T-shirt says, I stay ready. Dtron.com. €8, $8 international shipping fee to get from America to your door in Ireland. That is an absolute bargain, my friend. We're working on a store as well.
Really?
A big store in
Ireland?
In Ireland. It's going to be on one of the major retail streets in Ireland. So that we want. I wanted it up before the fight, and it was going ahead before the fight, but there was so much going on. It didn't go ahead. But I'm looking to get this store up and running, Dtron, you know, to expand the brand. I think this is a great brand, a lifestyle apparel brand that I believe can grow. The funding is there to make it grow. The vision is there, you know what I mean, as well. So let's see how it plays out. But that is something I definitely want to do as well. You know, brand and these things just happen. I never planned to do this type of stuff. Now all of a sudden I'm designing clothes. Who would have thought that type of shit? I have a line of suits. I'm in talks with bringing out a line of suits with Louis Copeland, who makes my suits. We're bringing out my own line of suits.
You're selling chips, crisps.
Crisps. I'm gonna have a line of suits. I'm gonna have my own store, Dtron store. I'm selling crisps, as you say.
How'd that happen? That's a big deal, right?
Yeah, that is a big deal. It's one of the biggest crisps in the country. King Crisps. They're owned by Largo Foods. It's one of they nearly run the crisp game in the country. But they had this. How it came about was they had an ad that was in the 1980s or something, or maybe like it was an old ad, but it never aired because there was cursing in it. But it was the fuck, they say fucking, but on the fuck they crunch a crisp. But it didn't air. But it came to surface again. They were like, that's a really good ad or something. And then they were like, who could we use for this ad? And then there's me on national TV cursing every 2 seconds, where people are saying, you can't do that, mate. Which you can't in certain things, you know, it's not good to do that either, you know, but it got me that job. So that's how that came about.
Did that increase your profile here?
Yeah, I'd say it did. You know, it all combined. I don't think one thing set. It's just
a perfect storm.
Perfect storm, exactly.
That show that you're on, I've watched it a couple times. The Late Late Show.
Do you know what I haven't forgot about either? My restaurant, Shredded Joe's. I want to do. I want to do that. I still have that in my head. I want to make it. I want to make it like have, like two sides. I want to have like a good, healthy fighter style diet, and then of course like a regular, you know, just regular food, but like have it in a kind of a sports bar feel. And I want to get like a late bar license, and have I want to have UFC memorabilia all over the place. I want to have every UFC event playing, and it's open late, because the UFCs are on late night over here. So I want to have a place. This is, if you want to come watch UFC and eat food late night, this is the place to go. A bar, everything.
So what are you waiting for?
Well, there's a lot going on. I've got a store here, a shop here, a fucking clothing store. It's all coming on, but I'm on top of it. Again, I have a good team. I have a good management team behind me, and I have a team in Orange County, and I have a team over here with Hunter Communications. So it's building. Like you said, the entourage is building. There's more and more people following me around, but I'm careful who I let in. You know what I mean? You have to earn your way in with me. You know what I mean? So, but I feel great right now. Things are just growing and growing and growing.
Yeah, it's fascinating. When I did one of these videos with Rampage in Japan, it was pretty much just me and him. You've got a posse of like 15. I have 3 different camera crews. This guy, I mean, you're used to that at this point, I would imagine, right?
It's getting a hell of a lot easier. Like that last time, like you said, that you were watching that Late Late Show. That last time on the Late Late Show, I actually felt, because the first 2 times on the Late Late Show, especially,
that's a big deal too, right?
Yeah, that's huge. Especially the second one. The second one, because the first one I was with Cahill, we were together, we had a bit of buzz. The second one I was on my own, and like they ring you the night or the week before, and they have this conversation with you, and then when you get there, they're like, okay, we want to talk about this, this, and this, and it's talked about that. It's basically a repeat of what you said on the phone, and I didn't like that, because it's weird. It's weird to say something and then like have to say it again. Like,
the pre-interview.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. Like when me and you ring and we're just talking like now, we're just talking like nothing. But then the third time, the most recent time when I went on, that didn't really happen. We just kind of, I actually felt comfortable with the guy Ryan, you know, Ryan Tuberty. He's like the head presenter in the country. I actually felt comfortable with him, and we were at the building like nearly a little relationships, and we had a bit of crack that last one. So I definitely feel I'm getting more comfortable with it. But it's something you have to get accustomed to. Even when the cameras were following me around in Iceland, and I had the team of fighters with me in the house, when the cameras were there, everyone's like freezes up. Everyone runs away. You know, it's funny what a little camera can do. It's a weird, when you put a camera into a room and how it makes people react. It is a weird thing, and I've noticed that now, seeing how other people react when a camera is around. But now I'm getting I don't even notice it nearly anymore now. Yeah.
You know, all this, right, what is happening on Saturday is a sample size of your success. You know, all these people are coming here to support you. But as you know, there are a lot of people who don't want to support you. You know, like when we posted our interview yesterday, you predicted you're going to be a champion by the end of 2014.
Yeah.
You know how much hate you received for that?
Yeah.
How dare this guy? The audacity, the balls on this guy.
Yeah.
Do you read that stuff?
I don't read that stuff, you know. But this is the fight game. If you can't, you need to be bulletproof to be in this game. In your mind needs to be bulletproof. You need to be able to take anything that is thrown your way. And I'm not talking about just punches, kicks, and you know what I mean? It needs to be verbal as well. You need to be able to take everything. It's part and parcel of the game. I expect it. So I'm cool with it. If anything, it spurs me on to keep going, you know. But ultimately, I focus on the support. I focus on my small team. And the rest, so love or hate, you know what I mean? Love me, hate me, pay me. That's all I'm here for.
Do you feel like there are more people rooting for you to succeed or rooting for you to fail now? Because you're so brash, because you make these proclamations.
I mean, I'd say it's a good 50-50. I really would say it's a good 50-50, to be honest. But
it's funny the way your fellow fighters in your division react to you.
Yeah.
At this point, it's almost like when we bring you up to them, it's almost impossible not to.
Yeah.
They don't want to say your name.
Yeah.
They don't want anything to do with you.
Yeah, and I swear to God, right? I've shared the card twice with Diego Brandao. We fought in Sweden and we fought in Boston. And he's a tough guy. He has a tough guy mentality, a peasant mentality, a bully mentality. He walks around, you know what I mean? I just noticed that in the last two. This time he's in a shell. This time he hasn't opened his mouth. This time he won't look me in the eye. When I looked at him the other day at that open workout, I saw a broken man. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I honestly feel that they know it's inevitable. They know it deep down. It's inevitable. And Saturday night they'll know even more.
You can feel that when you see him?
100%. I can feel it when I look into every one of them.
Has there been a guy in the UFC's featherweight division that you feel actually respects you in that sense, where this guy, I need to prove this guy wrong? You know what I mean? Like you said that you talked to Cub Swanson yesterday, and you said they're gonna get a look at a real number one contender, and he kind of you made, I don't know if that's what he really said back. What did he say back to you?
He was like, keep going. You might get up to me or something. Or saying, I said, keep going. You might get up at me or something. I don't know what he said, but he's like, you have a tough fight tomorrow. He says, I have an easy fight tomorrow, and you can tell Diego that too. And then he was getting out of the elevator. Then he was like, okay, all right.
Was it tense?
You know, it wasn't tense. You know, at the end of the day, it's a professional sport. If I felt the situation happened and I needed to neutralize him in that moment, I would have done that, no problem. But for the most part, it's professional. You know, everyone is hungry. Well, not a lot of people are hungry for the dream. Not everyone in the division, but there's people who are chasing the dream. You know, and we're looking to step over each other to get there. So that's just the way it is.
I've been told that if you look good and win impressively on Saturday, next for you would be Dustin Poirier. Does that interest you?
I mean, yeah. It doesn't matter who it is, because with the champion being out, I want every single one of them are going to get it. By the time I pack it in, the whole division is going to be gone. It's going to be. I won't stop until it's wiped out. I won't stop until the division is wiped out. Dustin, yeah, it probably should have been Dustin. If Dustin had the balls, if Dustin wanted to fight, he should be here right now. His teammate pulled out, or a guy in his gym pulled out. He would have known about the injury. He would have known that he was pulling out before the UFC even known. So how can you justify that you want to fight when you don't campaign for it when it's there? A main event slot. Has he ever main evented a fight before? He's never.
Dustin Poirier? Yeah, he has.
Has he? What?
Yeah, Fuel TV, he fought against Korean Zombie.
Right, that was his only one. Okay,
Right.
has he ever won? Yeah, and he lost.
And he lost.
Exactly. So you're talking main event. You're talking a sold out. You're talking a big event, and everybody knows it's a big event. People don't. Some of them might not want to admit it's a big event, for whatever reason. But they know it's a big event. They know everybody's watching. But yet nothing. Yeah, he kept quiet. You know what I mean? So I already think he's a beaten. I think he's a beaten man already. So if they want to do that next, that's no problem. If they want to do Cub next, he's over here. Who knows? If they want to do Cub next, let's do it. What I was thinking recently, as recent as 2 hours ago, because a lot of people asked me yesterday, what's your? Because I've been saying about I'm going to get that. I feel that belt is going to be on my waist by the end of the year. I'm not actually sure what route it's going to be though, because the current champion is injured. I don't know the state of his injury. But I was thinking, like, next fight, let's just do the next fight in the stadium here. Let's just bring one of the #1 contenders over. Let's bring Chad Mendes over. Let's bring Cub Swanson. Let's bring Dustin Poirier over, or whoever else is in that #1 in that slot, Frankie Edgar. Let's bring them over to Ireland and sell out a stadium. Let's do that next while the champion sits out, because that could be done. So that's something that just came to me in my and I see it as.
You think you can do that? 80,000?
100%. I think I could do that. I mean, just the fact that something of that magnitude was going on, a fight event in a big football arena, it's never happened in this country. That reason alone is the reason that it would sell. People would want to be there for that historic event that does not happen in our country. Even this doesn't happen in our country. You know what I mean? 10,000, whatever this is, but this is too small. This is 10 times too small.
It was a mistake?
In my eyes, it was a mistake. But could the UFC have known that? You know, maybe they should have known that, but they didn't take the gamble. They chose the safer option. But I believe it was a mistake. I believe it could have happened. Look at that damn weather out there. Now imagine in 2 days' time, I'm filling out a football stadium. So I think next fight should probably be a football stadium. I don't know, you know. See what happens. But what do you think of that?
I
now,
mean,
another thing I was thinking.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll let you go. Is the fact that it's summer now, and then it's going to get into winter. So it's a different dynamic then. Like, I know you can put the canopy over because they've done it in Wembley Football Stadium for the Froch Groves fight. But heavy winter, that would be risky. But go on anyway, what are you thinking?
I think, based on what I saw yesterday, I think it all depends obviously on what happens on Saturday night. I think if you have a fantastic performance, it will just keep growing and growing. I think you need the right opponent, but I don't doubt it. Based on what I saw yesterday and the way that people talk about you, the last time I saw a relationship like this, let's say goodbye to the arena because I know you have to go back. The last time I saw a relationship, I think you dropped your phone, like this with people, it was GSP and the Canadians, where it was a nation behind them. It's not just a fighter. You know what I mean? So that's why I believe that you could. This to me feels, it does feel a little underwhelming now.
100%.
It feels like
100%. That's the first thing I thought. I said, this is too small.
Right.
It's too small. For the demand that's there, it's too small. I mean, at that open workout, they sold 1,000 tickets. But if they'd have sold 9,000 tickets, there'd have been 9,000 people there. At the weigh-ins, they sold 5,000 tickets. It's the first time they've ever sold tickets to a weigh-in. But they sold 5,000. If they sold 9,000, or sorry, they didn't sell the weigh-in tickets. The guy in the back is like, it was free. It was free.
But that's not something we see in the United States.
Exactly.
It's open to the public.
Exactly, it's open to the public, but because they knew that was going to be, it was going to be crazy. But if they'd have sold 9,000 tickets or 10,000 tickets, you best believe there'd have been 10,000 people here for these weigh-ins. The demand is there. But I understand you can't take risks like that. That's a big risk to put a football stadium like that. But Saturday night there'll be no doubt. It's a stadium. The next time they come back here, it's a stadium. It's as simple as that. And there's only one other guy that done that, and that's George St. Pierre, 58,000 in the Rogers Arena, Rogers Centre. Now this little handsome Irish kid that nobody thought could do it is en route. So it's perfect. It's good times.
The next time you'll be in here, you'll be in front of all these people, your people.
Yep.
What do you think it's going to be like? Do you think you'll get nervous at all?
Nah, I don't.
You'll enjoy it.
I'll get calm. I'll get calmer even. You know, as soon as I get into that warm-up area and start moving, you know, I realize I actually am better than everybody. I'm the best ever. And right now I feel better than before. You know what I mean? So that calms me. So when I actually make that walk, I'll embrace it. I'll feed off it, but I won't get too energized. I won't get too hyped by it. I won't shy away from it either. I'll just be calm, and I'll go in and do my job, and then I'll embrace it. You know, then who knows what kind of adrenaline or what kind of thing will take over, because I don't know. It's that when the fight ends and in your hometown, in this whole hype and all this, who knows what way I'll react after. I don't know, maybe I'll be gone over the fence and into the crowd or something, I don't know. But I'll just let it happen naturally.
You know, I remember in Boston, you were very disappointed that you went the distance. You almost viewed that as a loss. Will it be the same here?
If I was to go the distance?
Yeah.
100%.
That's unacceptable.
That's unacceptable. I'm not even thinking of going the distance. There's no distance here. I'm going in to put this guy away. Like, looking at the last fight and the lead up to the last fight, I felt Max Holloway was afraid. I thought he was afraid. Whereas this fight with Diego, he's not so much afraid, but he's broke. I feel he's broke. And it reminds me of the Brimage it reminds me of Brimage. So whereas Max might have in the fight been on his toes and been on the run, I think Diego's going to be over anxious and over ego and pushing his shots and trying to force that. And that's going to be his downfall. He's going to eat some heavy shots and he will fall.
You think first round?
I believe
that's what all
round.
your people are saying.
I believe first round, yeah.
Will that be acceptable for you? Like, will that feel satisfying?
Of course.
If it's a 10-second fight, no problem. You don't want to put on a show.
You know, looking at the Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, 16 seconds.
16 seconds, and then looking at the 5-round war after it.
Right.
I was actually sitting here thinking, I don't know what one I want.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I want that 5-round war, back and forth, and you know, a great scrap, a fight for the ages, or I just want to go in and dominate like Ronda did. You know, I was actually caught in two minds there, but I don't know. I suppose either. I definitely want the first round. No, I'll tell you. I want to put him away early. You know, this guy. I do want a good 5-round war somewhere down the line, and I do want someone that can give me that. But I don't think this guy is the guy that can give it to me.
Who do you think can?
I don't think there is a guy that can. I don't think there is a guy that can give me that war that I'm looking for. Not in the featherweight division, anyway.
But you know, it's interesting. Before you signed with the UFC, and going back to the fans and your relationship with these people, remember Dana White came to have a talk here. I think it was at some kind of college, and the fans were the ones who said to him, the people there, Conor McGregor, when are you going to sign him? He thought you were a heavyweight.
Yeah.
He had never heard of you before.
Yeah.
And
I hit like a heavyweight.
The same thing happened with Pendred. They harassed with Neil Seery too. Why do you feel like the Irish fans, because I don't see this happening with many other fans, where there's a slot that's open, they almost feel like they have to campaign on your behalf.
Yeah.
Why do you feel that is?
The Irish, you know, people say like the Irish there's a lot of begrudgery in Ireland, and there probably is, but you know, I don't pay attention to that because there is a lot of people who support. We support our own.
Speaking of which.
Yeah, we support our own. You know what I mean? Over here. So that is why, and that's one of the reasons why we're back here as well. Not just because of my success as well, just because these diehard fans and that they see that it's there. You know what I mean? The Irish people have been phenomenal. They support our athletes, and it's perfect.
Would you ever leave?
Nah, I don't think like move away full time. Never in my life. Look at this city. Are you shitting me?
You hesitated for a second.
So because I was thinking of something else. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know. I was just thinking. But
Your
look at
mind's
this.
racing?
Yeah, I don't know where else I was.
Am I boring you?
But look at that bridge and everything. It's a beautiful city. I would not want to be anywhere else. You know what I mean? This is my home.
Even LA, I know you spent some time in LA. You wouldn't go anywhere.
LA is great, but it's not here. It's not Dublin. Dublin is home. I'll travel.
Right.
I'll float around everywhere. But home, this is my home.
Can you be a world champion training here?
100%. You can be a world champion training anywhere. And that's bullshit that you have to go somewhere and it's out there. I need to go here to become a world champion. That's bullshit. The start of anything begins in the mind. You know what I mean? So you can become world champion from anywhere. Like I am becoming world champion from here, from home.
What's the tattoo all about? That's new.
Yeah, I just got, I was, you know,
What
I was
does it symbolize?
It doesn't really symbolize anything. That's weird as well, the way people think like, wow, this means like, I don't know what, it doesn't mean
anything.
I mean, like,
Is it a crown?
yeah, there's a king's crown, and I was bored in LA first, you know what I mean? It's just boredom.
During the injury rehab?
Yeah, just fucking, I was in LA on my own. I was just saying, you know what, fuck, I'm gonna get a couple of tattoos. But I got the gorilla in SBG is the logo, but I didn't want that straight gorilla, you know what I mean? I wanted something different. And I just, out bored, and went into a tattoo artist, a tattoo shop in Hermosa Beach, Venice Beach. And said that to them. I said, look, I want this shoulder, the logo, and then she ended up drawing a few things out. So I came back the next day, seen a few things, said, fuck it, let's do it. Boredom. And I like tattoos.
You like the way it looks?
Yeah, I love the way it looks. I always like the way, I always like tattoos, you know what I mean? Just the way, I don't know, just the way it looks on the skin or something, I don't know, I like them, yeah.
What's the biggest misconception about Conor McGregor these days?
I don't know, what do you mean, like?
What do people think about you that actually isn't true? What do you hear about what people say about you, the way you act, you fight, you conduct yourself, that is a misconception? Is there anything? You're talked about a lot, especially here.
Yeah, I actually couldn't. I suppose people say I'm a mouth or I'm too cocky or something. Or I don't know. I don't pay attention to that. There's only a certain group who I listen to, and I don't listen to no one else. I don't hear about nothing else. I don't want to hear about nothing else. If someone starts trying to tell me about something, like, don't tell. I don't need to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that. So I don't really give a shit what people think.
So what's
really.
the best part about being you right now?
The best part about being me right now,
other than talking to me, of course, here.
I don't know. I'm living my dream. I'm living my dreams. I set out to do something, and I'm doing it. That's the best part. You know what I mean? To be able to do something that you set out to do, and I set out to accomplish, and you were en route to accomplishing that dream. That's the best part about being me. But right now, the day before weigh-ins,
yeah.
This is the toughest day. I'm down, my weight is better than ever before. It was lower than Boston, it was lower than Sweden.
How much you weigh right now?
Right now, this morning, I was 70.4 kilos.
Okay.
But to get to 66.3, so it's still tough. But I'm on limited water, even limited water than before, limited meals. It's tough, you know what I mean? But because you're Ariel Helwani, the MMA media maestro, we call you. And you supported me, you know, you brought me onto the show, and we had fun, we clicked, and then as well you support my teammates, and plus you're a good guy. I said, you know what, let's do it today.
I appreciate it.
I did try and get it done I tried to get it done on the Sunday.
On the Sunday afterwards?
Because like then I would have been happy, and I would have been floating around. I could have walked around with a big burger or something, we had a bit of fun.
Unfortunately, I'm leaving.
Exactly, you are leaving, so fuck it. I'm happy we've done it now. I feel it wasted.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was good.
A lot of people
it got me thinking about younger years ago, like when I was thinking about them action men shit, and like playing with the wrestlers. I used to play with the wrestlers in a wrestling ring in my room for hours, like just being. But with the figures, like it's fucking weird now that I'm doing this. I never thought about it like that.
It's wild, right?
Yeah, it's
you have become those guys. There are people playing with your action figure now.
It's crazy shit, yeah.
All of this is crazy.
Yeah, it
we're
really
here
is. It really
for you,
is.
a featherweight, a division that doesn't get this kind of attention.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
Thank you so much, Conor. Pleasure. Best of luck to you.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you. What a day! Beautiful Dublin city.
This is not normal, right? Everyone keeps telling me that this is unseasonably warm and nice for Dublin, right?
No, this is just a beautiful summer's day. You know, they come few and far between, but when they get here, you know, Dublin is a beautiful city, and you know, driving up and down the quays yesterday to the media day, and just appreciating the surroundings. I think it's important that you put a conscious effort into appreciating your surroundings, you know what I mean? That's what I do with this place. I absolutely love this city. And even, you know what, I was thinking a lot about Norman Park yesterday after that thing happened, where he was saying about Northern Ireland, and it's a disgrace, and it's this and it's that. It's a negative thing towards your home nation or whatever, you know, but that's not the right way to be. You need to have you need to appreciate your surroundings and be grateful for it, and that's when good things happen. You know what I mean? But to have that bitterness and that negativity, then things start going bad. You know what I mean? So I think the fact that I have them thoughts and that, the fact that I appreciate everything and I'm grateful for the things around me and the way things are going, that's why it's going so good for me.
First time I ever met you, you told me that you were going to bring the UFC back. And back then, I mean, Dublin, the fans were crazy. They were asking Dana every chance they could.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really on the radar. There was no big star. There wasn't a Gustafsson to bring them like what happened in Sweden. Now here we are, 17 months later.
17 months, wow.
And we're standing right in front of the arena that you said
Did I give a number now?
Well, here's the interesting thing. On that same show, on that episode, the MMA Hour, Gary Cook said it would be 18 months.
All right.
You did it in 17.
Wow, that's phenomenal. I remember that episode very, very well. You know, that was the first time I ever spoke. That's phenomenal. That is right there, yeah.
And now here we are, in front of that arena.
You know, if you have a clear picture in your head of something is going to happen, and a clear belief in that it will happen no matter what, then nothing can stop it. You know what I mean? It is destined to happen, and that's what happens. You know what I mean? It's perfect.
Let's go check out the arena.
Let's do it.
We'll go this way. You know, you said you remember that first time. That was February of 2013 when you fought Marcus Brimage. Before you fought Brimage.
Yeah.
It had been talked about that you were on welfare and things like that. How bad were things for you at that point?
Yeah, you know, I was on social welfare. It was just, I was not a normal young man, you know, in Ireland. Had no job. Didn't really know, you know, I was just chasing a dream. But it wasn't like, you know, wasn't as bad as some, you know, people have it a lot worse. That's what I was, you know, people have it a lot worse. I got by, you know what I mean? I got by, I could stretch it. I could stretch a 10 for 2 fucking weeks, you know what I mean? But my mum and dad helped me out as well, you know, if I was ever stuck or anything like really bad.
Right.
They helped me out, and yeah, I done all right, you know. I got by.
But to have these clear goals and these visions and these dreams while being kind of stuck in the mud for a minute, it takes a lot of foresight.
Yeah, you know,
perseverance. How did you develop that? Were you always like that, or was there a point where you were like, this is all going to happen to me soon, I just need to stick with it?
Yeah, you know, like when you're like 23, 24, you're a man basically, you know what I mean? And I had no job, I had no. If this didn't go ahead, then what had I got? I had nothing. Right. You know what I mean? That definitely weighs on you at times. You know what I mean? That as a man, you have no money. You're relying on other people for support. You know that I talk to. You know, I don't have many numbers in my phone. Not many. I'd say I could count on 2 hands the amount of people that have my phone number.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So I have a small circle. I don't like the. You know, everyone's coming out of woodwork lately. You know what I mean? People.
Old faces, right?
That kind of thing. Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
Right?
That type of stuff happens. But you know what I mean?
How do you deal with it? How do you weed out the people who aren't there with the right intentions?
I just don't pay attention. I just don't entertain it. You know what I mean? I just listen to the people that are close to me. Listen to my family. Listen to my friends. Listen to my team. And then that's it. Nobody else exists. Absolutely nobody else exists. I'm just tunnel vision on this path, and anyone that tries to come in and steer me away from it, I don't know what it is, but they just go then. You know, I just end up getting rid of them or something. You know what I mean? But
in the last 17 months since this all has happened to you, since coming to the UFC, have you slipped up at all? You know, have you say the right things all the time, but has there been a moment where you're like, oh, my head got a little too big here, or I went with the wrong crew here? Have you done it? Because on paper, it looks like you've done everything right, except for the injury. That's the only black mark, and you say that you're back better, but has there been any?
No, I didn't want to be doing that, you know what I mean? But that's always a fear that's in your head, you know what I mean? But you just have to, I suppose you just have to outwork that. You have to outwork that fear, outwork that doubt. And that's what I done, you know. Anytime I was feeling like, anytime something was going wrong in my life, or anytime I felt down, I'd hit the gym, and that was that. And the gym would make me feel better, you know what I mean? So I kept hitting the gym, I kept going to the gym every day, and then it got me there, you know what I mean? Eventually, it just happened.
I was talking to some friends of yours yesterday. At least they claim to be your friends, high school friends of yours.
Yeah.
And they were saying that they all went into different jobs, good paying jobs back in. They would always wonder like, what's Conor doing? What is he doing?
Yeah.
He's not making any money.
Yeah.
He's fighting on these local shows, and they were starting to get a little worried about you. They
Yeah.
believed in you, but there was a point where they actually started to doubt you.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
sense that a lot from people. Like they were saying, well, "Come on, when are you going to give this up?"
Yeah, I don't know. That whole thing you just said sounds real American. I don't think the Irish would be. I don't think they were my friends that were saying. They were probably
Wow.
talking shit, but who knows? There's a lot of people going around saying they are my friends, or saying they know me from this, or they live next door, or do this or do that. But really, I don't have that many friends. I have a close circle of people that